Noon, 3:01, July 12th, 1869. Sometimes once is all it takes, and just from that one night of passion I am unwell again. It would seem that I shall have another baby, and yet again a new Dunkelheit shall be born. Morning, 6:34, January 5th, 1869. Very early this morning my child was born dead as a doornail. She came out of my womb in 2 pieces, though I am still unsure as to how that was even possible. Did her umbilical cord find its way around her neck until it eventually squeezed her head right off? The Count had not been present at first when she came out. Frida was helping with the delivery as no doctor was present yet. Apparently the weather conditions were too terrible. She had some experience helping other women in the past deliver babies, so I suppose I was in good hands. That was until my infant finally came out of me and she ran screaming like a bat out of hell. I do suppose this had gotten the attention of the Count, since shortly after he came in to see what was happening. Frida stood pensively in the doorway. He ended up picking up the severed babe, wrapping her up in cloths and holding her as he stood up. A few moments later, and I almost couldn't believe my ears, the new stillborn began to cry. It was impossible. It was a miracle. Eventually, he handed the tot back to me and I held her near and dear. She was my miracle, my gift, my sign. I knew in that moment that this was my child to be cherished and protected. I knew I had to do everything I could to keep her in one piece, both literally and physically. She would be my blank canvas, my starting from scratch. Not like Heidi, who even I maimed. Not like Jean-Paul, who witnessed my atrocious behavior. She would be pure white, free from all the pain, protected from the vulgarity. My little one that might actually stand a chance. She will be my Charlotte.
January 5th, Tuesday, 1869. Lossie's labors all tended to be up to 30 hours long, and this third one was no exception. The week had been full of harsh winter nights, so no doctor was able to make their way to Dunkelheit Manor when the babe was ready to be born. Very early this morning, I had been out of the room for maybe an hour when I suddenly heard the sounds of multiple screams, but that kind of indicated horror, no labor pains. Fraser ran out of the room and dashed toward me, exclaiming nonsensical statements in German. Through her stammering and panic, I was able to pick up the words baby and head, but other than that, it was all over the place. I entered the room that Lossie was in, and she was speechless and stammering, looking at what was between her legs in the utmost terror and horror. I took a look at what was between the sheets and almost half expected there to be some sort of demon or monstrosity. Instead, there was just a headless dead babe. I grabbed the infant that was in 2 pieces, wrapping it up in the blanket, putting the head to its body like a human jigsaw puzzle. The baby that was once dead had its eyes opened up and it cried. Now that was unexpected. Humans usually don't start back up again when you put them back together like that. Scratch that, they never come back to life from being severed as such. And yet this baby did. My genes are perhaps the cause of this? I even found myself saying under my breath, "It's crying." But how? Lossie suddenly cries out.
How?
I glanced over at her and back at the undead being.
That's not possible. What did you do? How did you do that? That's not right. That's not possible. How?
I hissed back. I do not know.
How do you not know?
I do not have all the answers for these things. I did not expect for that to happen.
It was dead. It was headless. That is not possible.
I sat on the bed, bouncing the now loud infant in attempts to quiet it, and ease my own nerves as this situation made me feel jittery as well. Well, it happened. That's all there is to say. It's alive now.
What are you?
It cannot answer you, Lottie. It is but a dumb babe.
No. What are you?
Her voice was calm, if not a bit frustrated, and she was staring deadpan at me. I can honestly say that I do not know.
Why not? Shouldn't you know?
Why am I expected to have the answers to these things? Do you humans truly even understand the components of how you work or why? You can't even agree on a religion or origin. I leaned near Lossie with the infant still in my arms, and she very nearly recoiled.
You're a monster. And you brought another monster into this world. That's what you are.
Then would you like me to dash its brains against the brick fireplace and rid you of it?
No! Hand her.
She stopped and swallowed and started again.
Hand her over to me.
She reached out her arms, implying that she would accept the very thing she seemed repulsed enough to deny. I didn't want to put in any effort to fight, so I complied without an ounce of hesitation. Lottie cuddled and cooed at the thing, and I felt my interest and curiosity diminish by the minute. I eventually got up and left. Fraser entered as though we were swapping places,